Radhe Radhe. We will start with a school prayer song. Namo Namah Sadgurubhyaha Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha Namo Namah Sadgurubhyaha Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha Hare Rameti Krishneti Nama Sankirtanam Sada Lokakshemaya Kuruvantam Premikam Sadgurum Bhaje Premikam Sadgurum Bhaje. We welcome all the distinguished panelists, very respected panelists for today's beautiful topic, Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism, myth busting. A lot of myths, a lot of manipulated false narratives are going against our Sanatana Dharma, whether it is inclusive or whether it is caste based or whether it is racist or whether it has lot of do's and don'ts and rules and regulations. Should we follow this or should we not follow that? So many questions that the children have, and who better can we have to answer all these questions other than our beautiful, wonderful, very knowledgeable panelists. So we welcome all the panelists here on stage from Vijay Shri School of Fine Arts. We would like to honor them with a small memento.
So today we would like to honor all our esteemed panelists. Guru Srimati Anuradha ji, as we have all met her earlier. We are so happy to have you. We are so privileged to have someone who carries the torch of the Lalgudi School of Music, a school that embodies perfection, purity, and melody. The last 3 decades of living in the Bay Area, Srimati Anuradha Sridhar ji has given so much to the world of Carnatic music. She promotes actively the cause of Carnatic music and has volunteered in many community fundraisers. Thank you so much, Anuradha ji, for being here.
And it is a hat trick for us. All 3 days she's been with us. Such a bhagyam for us. Played the Pancharatna. And then yesterday, wonderful answers for Sangeeta Saujanya related questions. And today again, consecutive 3 days she has spent entirely for Vijayashri. So there is no, it's just thank you it's not at all a word. At our full heartfelt kritagnyata from all Vijayashri members.
Next we have Guru Dr. Shivakumar Bhattji. Vidwan and Guru Dr. Shivakumar Bhattji is a multifaceted musician, a Vedic scholar and a composer, one of the senior disciples of Sangeeta Kalanidhi Naiveli Santana Gopal sir. He comes from a family of Vedic scholars in Karnataka and embodies spiritual essence to music. He's a Harikatha exponent and a renowned guru. And he has a PhD in Sanskritam, and he stands as a beacon of spiritual wisdom, cultural preservation, enriching the rich traditions of Indian cultural music and Vedic knowledge system. Thank you so much. We welcome you, sir. Next, we have Dr. Raj Vedamji. Dr. Raj Vedamji, as we all know already, is an accomplished engineer with decades of experience and illustrious contributions on evidence-based research for Sanatana Dharma and for our Indian knowledge system. His talk has shown it all, and I cannot say more than that. We welcome you, sir. Thank you so much for your contributions. And finally, we have our very own Dr.
Our own Deepa, who said we have to conduct this Vijay Shri offline Satsanga Mela this year. It is going to happen. And she has not been sleeping since the last 6 to 7 months. I have Sakshi Ram here and yoga also. Every minute of this Mela has been curated by Dr. Deepa. She's an allopathy doctor. And with her hospital, dedicating time off to serve the society and the need of the hour. I think this is unimaginable shraddha towards Sanatana Dharma. காக்கைக்கு தன் குஞ்சு பொன் குஞ்சுன்னு நான் என்னோட ஸ்கூலுங்கிறதுனால ஐ கே நாட் சி வீவ் பீன் கிளாஸ்மேட்ஸ் சின்ஸ் யூகேஜி ஸ்கூல் பட் ஷீ இஸ் சச் அ பியோர் என்லைட்டன்ட் சோல். தட் இஸ் வாட் ஐ கேன் டெல் யூ.
Have a request by Guru Srimati Anuradha Sridhar ji. She would like to honor our Guru Srimati Vishakha Hari ji.
She's been honoring all of us, but she's brought this satsang to the Bay Area, and that is something the Bay Area really needs. And everybody has been watching online, and we are in bliss. Every session of yours, the last 4 days, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart to be, and please come, please keep coming again and again, and yes, please come every year as often. We are honored.
So without any further ado, we will get started. This is going to be an interesting session. So our first question is to Guru Srimati Vishakha Hari ma'am. So we have a few youngsters who are going to be asking you a question. So can we have our first question, please?
Namaskaram, Radhe Krishna and Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My name is Navya. My name is Vihan.
I know that.
Our question is, why do we touch the feet of our elders, and what is the spiritual significance of doing namaskaram?
Oh, beautiful. Very beautiful question. So starting with Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So what was our prayer that we just chanted right now? Namo Namas Sadgurubhyaha Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. For us always Namaha. Like in the Rudram we have Namakam and Chamakam. Namaskaram. It signifies so many things. One is surrender. Namaskaram, our ego comes down. We are full of ego always. Generally, it is the human tendency, because you have vidya or wealth or power, post, position, anything can boost the ego. For that to come down, we need to be grounded. Grounded. அப்போ elders ரொம்ப அழகா பார்த்து வச்சிருக்கிறது namaskaram to the elders. Let us first understand that all of them, for example, when she gave me the shawl just now, I didn't know that you were going to ask me this question. First thing, நம்ம அவ காலில் அனுராதா ஜி காலில் விழுந்தோம். What does it show? உங்களோட நாலேஜ்லேயும் உங்களோட பக்திலையும் எனக்கு ஒரு ஸ்மால் பர்சன்டேஜ் if it can come to me, then I will feel blessed. So first, sign of humility, respect, reverence, inspiration. We want to follow that. We want to take their energy. Every time லால்குடி சார் கிட்ட நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணிட்டு எழுந்துக்கும் போது feel energized. ஸ்ரீ அண்ணா பாதத்தில் போய் நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணும்போது we feel அப்படியே அப்பா all the worry is gone. அதான் நாராயண சரணௌ சரணம் பிரபத்தியே. சரணௌ சரணம் பிரபத்தியேனா அந்த அந்த பாதத்தில் you leave all the worries, you feel light, the burden is gone, then you get up. It is also a mark of respect. சம்பிரதாயத்தில் elders தாத்தா பாட்டியோட ஆசீர்வாதம் ஆசீர்வாதம் இஸ் வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் இன் அவர் சனாதன தர்மா. வந்தது பார்த்ததும் தாத்தா பாட்டியோ ஹாய் அப்படி சொல்கிறது இல்லை. We bow down to them, get their blessings every time. Even in Krishna Charitra Srimad Bhagavatam, Nanda Baba, when he comes back after paying his taxes at Mathura, Vasudeva tells Nanda Baba, your son is in danger. My son sollala, because Nanda Baba is thinking Krishna is his own son. Your son is in danger, go fast. But Nanda Baba, what do you know he thinks? Krishna has the Ashirvadam of all the elders. Let all the Ashirvadam blessings save my son. யாரு? கிருஷ்ண பரமாத்மாவை. அதனால ஈவன் த லார்ட் ஷோர்டு அது எப்படி குரோஹோ அனுகிரகேணைவ புமான் பூர்ண பிரசாந்தையே. ஈவன் கிருஷ்ணா டிட் நமஸ்கார டு சாந்தீபனி, ராமா டஸ் இட் டு வசிஷ்டா. ஸோ ஆர் இண்டியன் கல்ச்சர் we do namaskaram and namaste. அந்த நமஸ்காரத்துலேயும் விதவிதமாக இங்கே நமஸ்காரம் பண்ண அம்மாக்கு, இங்கே நமஸ்காரம் பண்ண அப்பாக்கு, இங்கே நமஸ்காரம் பண்ண குருக்கு, இப்படி நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணா சிரஸ்யஞ்சலி மாதாய பகவானுக்கு. தட் இஸ் வை பரதன் சிரஸ்யஞ்சலி மாதாயன்னு சொல்லும்போது he does not consider Rama as his brother. பகவானா பார்த்து தலைமேல கை குபிக்கிறார் அப்படின்னு ராமாயணத்தில் வருது. ஸோ நமஸ்காரம் இட் செல்ஃப் ஹேஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ். அதை தவிர யோகா அது ஒரு மேன் நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணால் அஷ்டாங்க யோகா, அந்த 8 parts ஆஃப் த பாடி அந்த கிரவுண்டில் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அஷ்டாங்கமும் படுறது. சாஷ்டாங்க நமஸ்காரம்னு சொல்லுவா. 8 parts ஆஃப் த பாடி ஆன் த கிரவுண்ட், யூ கெட் எனர்ஜி ஃப்ரம் த கிரவுண்ட். You get energy from the bhumi, you get energy from elders. You feel energetic and positive. அதுக்காக so many things including scientific background is there in one namaskaram. அதை நம்ம விட்டுட்டோம், அவள்லாம் அதில் காரத்தை விட்டுட்டு 5 வாட்டி பண்ணுறா, 5 times. Did you get the point? கிடைச்சதா? நமாஸ். ஆமாம், அதான்.
Vishakhaji ellame sollita. I don't have the courage to add anything, but maybe just ada konjam ஒரு நீங்கள் பெரியவா அப்படிங்கும்போது, like when you are elder to me, you have been around for long time, so I still have a lot to do. That kind of humility, that's how you as you do namaskaram, you show that. So every person is different, every person has something. It's not possible for one person to know everything, so everybody knows something. So it's we have something to learn, especially from elders always, even from children we have. So as you do namaskaram, you are saying that you are of higher concentration, I am of it's like a osmosis, your energy comes to me, I like that.
Thank you so much. Our next question is for Guru Dr. Shivakumar sir.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Radhe Krishna. After my Appa's prayers, he rings the bell every day and does Nevedyam for Umachi. When and why do we ring the money?
Money. Okay, money or ghantanadam. We not only play ghanta at the end of the puja, even in the beginning of puja also we we do ghantanadam. We play the bell, okay, to make it in a modern language. So we do the ghantanadam. So the mantra says that agamartham tu devanam gamanartham tu rakshasam kuru ghantaravam tatra devatahvana lanchanam. So Agamartham to Devanam, for all the gods to come here, for all the good spirits to come here, gods to come here. And Gamanartham to Rakshasam, all the unwanted spirits to go away. Kuru Ghantaravam Tatra Devata Hwana Lanchanam. It's a sign that this is a Lanchana means always a sign, okay, like a flag, or so it's like a sign of bringing the gods here, calling the gods here. So Esharakshohara Shriman is the money, the mantra goes Esharakshohara Shriman Sarvasura Vinashanaha Anena Ghantam Abhyarcha Vadayetam Manoharam. So as you do the Ghantanadam, also it's like, even when we say unwanted spirits, even like, it scares away bacteria, unwanted bacteria and virus and all those things. And because all, in a modern perspective, copper has the ability to, scare away the bacteria. So they are all copper alloys, ghanta, the bell metal. Also, the sound that is coming out of bell when you do the bell, like, it resembles Om. Even Shankhanadam also, it resembles Om, like in different pitch, we should say, as you all know music. So in different pitch, that Om, it sounds like Om. So you do Ghantanadam in the beginning of the puja, saying that, okay, I'm starting the puja now, okay, everybody's attention, just like, and even before when you do Abhishekam, they do it. When you do the Naivedyam, they do Ghantanadam. Then when they do Arati, they do it. At the end also, they do it like that. Okay, so that is the significance of Ghantanadam.
I'd just like to add one point. Sure. It's absolutely true what Dr. Shivkumarji said about copper having antibacterial properties, and also silver. Silver also has a lot of antibacterial properties. So our rishis and our sages, our ancient, those who provided us with this knowledge were very, very knowledgeable in all of this. And we have very, very scientific reasons for doing all the things. All of our rituals are based in science.
So very beautifully, Dr. Shivkumar talked about Om, when the resembles the sound of Om. I just wanted to make a point. Om is the first sound for the beginning of the evolution of the universe, or the creation of the cosmos. So it reminds us where it all began, right? You could add more to it. You are all the experts. I'm just somebody who's read a few things about it. But Om is the first sound, the first vibration, and from which the entire creation happened. And that's something to note. And
just one small point, as he said, once you do the Ghantanada, all the negative forces go away and our mind is filled with positivity. And your focus, your mind, to bring that mind into that particular puja or worship. That is why other religions have copied the Ghantanadam. We have now bells in other religions also. Tang, dangana periya periya mani adiko. Namba kovilla da, we used to have big bronze bells and copper bells. Why did they copy us? Because to call all people and focus the mind into that particular act of worship. Next question.
Thank you so much.
I just wanted to add one more thing in the mantra, in that it is relevant to this one. So, because she said a temple. So the mantra, as I said, that Agamartham tu Devanam, the mantra continues like this. Deho Devalayah Prokto Jivo Devas Sadashivaha Tyajet Ajnana Nirmalyam Soham Bhavena Pujayet. Like it says, my body is a temple, our body is a temple, and the life energy that we have, that is God. Deho Devalayah Prokto, life is God. Tyajet Ajnana Nirmayam. Let us shed all our ignorance, and Nirmalyam means impurities, and let us do the puja. Soham means, the God is residing in me. I am Him, like that. See, very, very beautiful.
you couldn't have had a big, a more, from God.
Next question is for Dr. Rajvedam.
Namaskara, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My name is Rohan, and my question is there a specific reason for us to learn ancient Indian history from when we can just learn it in world history from school?
It's a very good question. Thank you for that. So why would you bother to...
This mic is...
So why would we bother to learn ancient history beyond what is taught in our textbooks? That makes a presumption, that means it makes an assumption that what we are being taught is correct. So if there are problems in what we are taught, then obviously we need to supplement our learning with additional learning that will bring us to the correct path, isn't it? So sometimes there are some influences, sometimes there are things that happen out there, we believe that is the right way to go, but you have some guideposts at parents, others who tell you, no, that's not correct, this is the correct way of doing things. They bring us back. So the question would be, when I'm learning about life from my friends, why do I have to learn from my family in addition? Because there are people who can guide you towards what is right. You might not get the correct thing over there. Our textbooks, we should respect authority. I'm not saying don't respect authority. We should respect authority in our textbooks, our school system and other things, but we should also be open to the fact that there are mistakes in what they're teaching us. There's something beyond this. So that's a starting point for our learning, and we learn far more if we research in this and understand our authentic history. So that is why we need to go beyond what they teach us in our textbooks. We have to question everything. We come from a civilization where our foundation is questioning. So by questioning only we can learn. Our entire Upanishadic literature is based upon question and answer, right? Only by question, there's no blasphemy for us. We only question, by questioning we learn more. So by all means, question what you've been taught in class and see you can learn a lot more from outside.
And just to add one more point, Rohan, you said, why should I learn ancient history when I'm being taught world history? How much of Indian history are you taught in that world history?
There's like
One chapter. And do you think the whole of Indian history, which covers millions and millions of years, can be fit into one chapter?
No, it mostly starts like Common Era, so we don't go back to the...
Common Era. And what kind of Indian history is taught? Can you just pass on the mic to Rohan, please? Do you learn about the battles that we have won, or do you learn about the battles that we have lost?
I actually cannot remember learning about a battle.
That is why we had the 2 sessions for you in Vijayashri yesterday and today. Now do you get the point? Yeah. So in the world history, everybody will know about French Revolution. Everybody will know about fascism and Nazism, but not about Bharat's civilization. And never about the glory of Bharat, only about how Bharat lost to Mughals, how Bharat was colonized by the Britishers, never about the kings, glorious kings and queens and composers of Bharat. So that is why we have this Vijayashri school here. Otherwise, why do we need to start a school, Vijayashri School of Fine Arts or Vijayashri School of Harikatha? It's to bring back the glory of our Bharat and teach you all that you don't have this in your textbook, Rohan.
So just let me add one more in what Vishaka ji said. So the issue is, how do you project your ideas on the world stage? If you believe your identity, you are of an Indian descent, and you learn from your AP world history what India is according to what they teach you, you become apologetic. You become apologetic about your past, about your civilization, because that's what they're teaching you. They're distancing you from your culture. So you won't be able to project your ideas with confidence on the world stage. But if you learn the authentic history, the ancient history of India, you will learn your ancestors accomplished so much. Your ancestors accomplished so much that you have no idea about. If you knew that, you'll say, I am the proud inheritor of that civilization. That is where I belong to. And these are my ideas. I'm projecting it with confidence on the world stage. That is why you'd learn that.
Don't you feel proud about Bharat after the 3-day workshop? No?
I mean, I feel like he answered my question in the first day, but...
He answered your question, you answered his question even the first day. So he's actually asking it for the benefit of all the elders here.
In the first minute of his talk.
First minute of his talk. Wow. Wow. Beautiful.
I think it's a very important topic, so I would like to take few more minutes. All of us can take few more minutes. See, modern education, it really it teaches us to negate and to reject all our our ancient things that is prescribed in our dharma, in our in our Sanatana Dharma. Okay, I don't want to say Hinduism. Sanatana Dharma is more greater than that. So so for example, we do, there are priests here. So the Ganesh Mama is there, Vishwanathan Mama is there. So like when we go to weddings, we normally the bride and groom, they come and they talk to us. So it's something very alarmingly important thing that we need to address. Kanyadanam enakku panna venda. Kanyadanam, I don't want to do Kanyadanam. They think that Kanyadanam is something like something like a oppression mari nenekira. Kanyadanam appadinaka. So and some people even wedding, okay, I want to finish the wedding in 30 minutes. We want to finish the wedding, we have only 30 minutes. And they, during the procession, they take like 1.5 hours for the procession. Dance adindu, they take 1.5 hours. Huh? Correct. Makeup 8 hours, correct. But wedding always they bargain. Can you please finish it in half an hour or maybe 45? 1 hour kurta periya vishayam. Correct. So I don't know whether you heard it. I am not a material to be given away, but Kanyadanam is something much more than that. It's like you are you are actually, it's like she is interested, absolutely interested to a worthy husband. Okay, when or it's like even the husband also, I should say, husband is being interested to a worthy wife, and both of them, they do something great for the humanity. That is the significance of Kanyadanam. There are some of the mantras that come in in wedding. Children are, I will go a little for the grown up also. Something very, very beautiful. There is absolutely no sign of women oppression or anything like that. It's absolutely, the Saptapadi mantra, Sakha Saptapada Bhavasakha Yau Saptapada Babhuva Sakhyante Gameyagam Sakhyate Mayo Shagam Sakhyan Me Mayo Oshtha Samaya Vasangalpa Bhai. Like that. So it says, as we walk 7 steps, we have become lifelong partners. We are lifelong friends. It's there is no sign that okay, woman should follow men. There's absolutely no. They are everything. They have. See, it says further. The mantra says, so it's, I'll just say just the import of that mantra. Okay, so it says, see, if I am the body, you are the soul. And if I am the rik. Rik means mantra, the lyrics of the mantra. Okay, you are the intonation to that mantra, or you are the sama to the mantra. You are the, or I would say in a musical language, if I am the lyrics, you are the tune to that. So how beautifully they have created these mantras and
Swara and Sahityam.
Yeah. In the mantras, in these, if you really understand these mantras, you will, and even in the weddings, like every, Dashasyam Putran Adhehi Pati Mekadasham Krudhi, in the Ashirvadam. Dasha, give, have 10 children and take care of your husband like a 11th child. Okay. Okay, it applies to both. Actually, it's not just in a it's not just for the men. It's for the women also and for men. They both have duties for each other, and they have to take care of their duties, and they have to praja sahatva karmabhya, to do the good for the humanity. That's how they the wedding mantras, they are very beautiful mantras. So we know, so modern education teaches us to, negate all these things, unfortunately, which is not, not the intention of the education should be to give the real knowledge. But for various reasons, for the, politics or, whatever, they teach us all wrong things. That's very sorry to say that. If you want to add anything.
So just to add and just to clarify, so I think a lot of our youth have a problem with the word dhanam. So kanya dhanam means like you're giving away a woman, like as if she's a possession. And so what exactly does the dhanam mean in that context?
See, before doing the dhanam, they do Vara Puja and Vadhu Puja, both. So it is the wedding of God and Goddess. Okay, wedding of God, Lakshmi and Vishnu. When we give something to God, what do we want to give? We want to give the most precious things that we have, right? So most precious things. So in the daughter, our daughter is most precious for us. We have taken care of her for like all these years. We have given education, took care of her, all the needs, and we have given them samskara, everything we have given. And now this is the time we have to give her, we have to entrust her to someone who can take care of her really well. So it's like a dhanam means like not like giving away, not a donation. Okay, it's like something. Dhanam means something like oppadikiradu. It's like oppadikkiradukku interesting. That's the word as I said.
Very rightly you said the word interesting.
Interesting. So same way it applies to the same thing. The man also, the husband also, or the man also, or the groom also being entrusted to wife. That is the two bride.
Just one point would like to add. During this tour, I met my friend Aruna at Seattle, who just brought out this point that today women are saying, girls are saying, I don't want Kanika Dana because I'm not a property, I'm not a possession to be given off like that. And then she beautifully said, I asked her, what answer did you give? What did you tell Aruna? So in Seattle this happened. And she said, Mani, I proudly told everybody, it's not like that. Because when we do dana, the person who does dana generally stands and then he gives that particular object to the person who is sitting. What's a vastra dana? Say for example, Shivakumar sir is sitting, I give him a vastra dana, he's sitting, I get up and give the veshti. Kanika dana, the father sits down proudly, having his daughter on his lap, and the person who is getting the dana, apdiye kuninji, apdiye avlo bhayabhaktiya, he is taking the kanika. So what does this symbolize? What does this symbolize? This clap should go to Aruna. She said, I proudly said, my father sits, I was on his lap, as my husband took me. So I felt very proud. And to add to the mantras of what Shivakumar sir beautifully said, there is also a mantra following that, Ilya, in the Mari Murdana Maruha. So let the wife get onto my head, or mantra. What does that mean? Let her rule the family. That means that let the wife rule the family. Murdana Maruha. Let her get onto my head. So following this mantra, so now tell me, is Kanika Dana right or wrong? So if we equip ourselves with the right knowledge, we won't have all these wokist ideas.
Ignorance is the biggest reason. And somewhere few generations ago, everybody knew everything. And the last few generations, we were all very obedient. We definitely just followed what our parents said. But this current generation, so the middle generation lost the meaning. And now this generation is questioning, and we don't know how to answer.
That is why Vijayashri is organizing panels with all these people who know to answer. So he answered beautifully.
Just to add that, In the Kanyadana Sankalpa it comes Dashanam Purvesham Dashanam Paresham Atmanascha Ekavimshati Kulodharana. Means before us 10 generation, after coming up 10 generation, including us, is a 21 generation has to have a good karma, punya karma, only can do the one Kanyadana. That is a great opportunity for whoever have the girls, because upcoming girls are here to do the Kanyadana. We have to mention that. So, Nitya Nirati Shayananda Shashwata Brahmaloka Vaptyartham. It's a it's a great, nobody can get an opportunity. So even that for the rishis, they say, if you cannot have opportunity for Kanyadana, it says, Koti Kanya Mahadanam Eka Bilvam Shivarpanam. If you cannot get the opportunity to do the Kanyadana, you can just say Namashivaya and offer one bilva to the Shiva, you will get the same punya. So the Kanyadanam is a great opportunity for all the women. So just wanted to add that. Thank you.
You don't need anything, just sit on your dad's lap. That's more than enough.
He had a question.
No, just because you're talking about this topic of marriage rituals and everything, something came to my mind. One friend of a friend was talking about how their marriage got fixed, and they kind of dictated what rituals they wanted to keep and what they wanted to cut out, and they apparently, I don't know the full details, but apparently one of the things that they wanted to cut out was the part where the feet would be washed. I don't know why. If you could maybe explain that.
Okay, yeah, yes. We it's not one, we get that kind of, dictation a lot. Okay, even yesterday I got okay,
I think we have to invite all the priests and hear all their pathetic problems of today.
Or wedding request. Yaar call pandra, wedding family kadayadu. Wedding manager call pandra. Okay. Priest வந்து wedding manager call பண்ணி இது பண்ண முடியுமா, is it possible என்னன்னாக்கா she wants to have she wants to be, the exact words that சொல்லிருக்கேன், I'm very sorry to say this, they just want to get on the stage and have the priest there, and they even want a havan, throw something in the havan, throw something in the fire, not havan, sorry, havan ella romba this like very expensive word for them. So okay, throw something in the fire and just do things in half an hour, and nobody else comes to the stage, not even parents comes to the stage, and they just want to get over with it. I mean, இவ்வளவு கஷ்டப்பட்டு எதுக்கு பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? இந்த மாதிரி why don't you just go and get a court marriage இல்லையா? So why பண்ணின மாதிரி இருக்கணும் இந்த மாதிரி இது.
Because nowadays these kind of weddings are considered as events. It is an event planning. Event it is not marriage of namakala, it's not just marriage of bodies, marriage of souls. We saw it as a pavitra, full of purity and such, that the whole journey, it's the starting of a journey for us. But nowadays it's considered as an event.
And priests are considered vendors. Vendors of service.
Very true, very true. I also heard that people want, instead of the go puja, they want their dog puja. Yes. It is pathetically getting true and truer. Then why not dogs be worshipped when you can worship cows? And the madri, see, there must be a point where you can answer all these questions or put a full stop to all the nonsense that is being going on, and then tell her this is what the sampradaya means, and it is very scientific. If you cannot understand it, don't demean it. If you cannot bring your spirit, you cannot lift your mind to that level, don't pull it down to your level. Okay, at least leave it. Don't pull it down to your level.
When marriage itself is a business, then that's what we would be considered. A priest would be considered in this sort of terminology as a vendor, just to add to that.
The next question, I think this question...
Next question is for Dr. Deepa. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Dr. Deepa, many believe Ayurveda is slow and very unscientific. How would you respond to this?
The question.
Yeah. Many believe Ayurveda is slow and unscientific. How would you respond to this perception?
Thank you so much, Ashwini ji, for the question. Just a little bit of background. I am an allopathic physician, but I have a deep interest in Ayurveda. And my journey with Ayurveda started with myself some 15 years ago. And as the journey progressed, as Dr. Rajvedam says, we have to be scientists and we have to examine. And for me, that journey began with myself. I started experimenting with Ayurvedic principles on myself, and found that my productivity and my alertness, everything about me started increasing, doubling, tripling. And so I discovered that within myself, and I said, oh my God, this is just me. I'm just this one being. I'm just this one person. I have to throw some light on this, and then that sparked my journey to actually study it more deeply. So I'm definitely not an Ayurvedic physician, but I'm an allopathic physician with a completely different perspective, a perspective where once you get into Ayurveda, that perspective can never be changed. So it's like once you've seen the light, you can never go back to the dark. So it's sort of like that. So to answer your question, I mean, we have to change our perspective. It's all about the perspective. Ayurveda, if you look at it as Dr. Rajvedam says, if you look at, it depends on which lens you're using to examine history, right? It depends on which lens you're using to examine your health. It depends on what lens you're using. If you're using a blue-colored lens, the whole world will seem blue. But if you want to expand that and you want to see the true colors, then you have to shed that blue lens and you have to move to something different. So in my own personal journey, I saw this. I found that Ayurveda is a very, very holistic science. The word Ayuhu. So Ayurveda, Ayuhu is life. And Veda is knowledge, so Ayurveda. And so it's just an extremely holistic view, holistic science, okay? As opposed to just being extremely focused and having tunnel vision. You have this lens where it completely expands everything. You can see everything. You look at the body, the human body, not just for the physical body, but also with the mind and with the spirit, okay? So we are not just the body. I remember seeing in one of the talks, a gentleman was asking one of our enlightened masters, like, are you the body or are you the mind? He's like, I'm neither the body, neither the mind, nor the mind. So, but Ayurveda sees, it's just a different perspective. So Ayurveda sees us as spiritual beings, as conscious spiritual beings. And so when we prescribe some sort of treatment, it is for the whole, for the body, for the mind, and for the spirit. It is conscious medicine, okay? It is conscious medicine. So when we look at, so this is the first thing that we have to understand.
What about the question regarding Ayurveda gives slow results? What do we do then? So how would you answer that question?
Yes, thank you. So now armed with this type of knowledge, right? So when we look at everything holistically, like did you grow to your current size like in a day? It took you how many years to grow to your current size? So things happen inconspicuously, like over time. So you cannot expect extremely fast results when you're looking at the body, when you're looking at everything holistically. So yes, it does take time. It is something that happens over time. Those are the things, guess what? Those are, when things happen slowly and steadily, that's what's going to create lasting results for you. Otherwise, it's just going to be band-aid medicine. It's just going to be an immediate, a fixer-upper type of situation. And you're not going to have the longer lasting results. So that's what I would say in response to that.
Can I add one more thing? So I hope I am not taking your time, so like, intruding in everybody's time. So they say that Ayurveda, the modern medicine, when they say headache, they give medicine for headache. But Ayurveda sees what is the cause of that headache. And they give the medicine to that cause. That's why it's slow, and the progress is, and the result is permanent.
So I wanted to add a little bit to that, because I bring the engineering perspective into medicine here. The issue is one that we call controllability. Can we control something? So the way Ayurveda works on the Tridosha system and body out of balance, and tries to see what are the things can bring the body back into balance with regard to the Panchamahabhutas and others. This is the way the Ayurveda has seen the human psyche, the human condition has been split up into these domains and trying to bring back into balance. There's an element of controllability. If you were to take, there is really no difference between that and what we call allopathic. I'll tell you why, in the historical tradition at least. So in the modern system, what we do is that if there's some problem, like Panditji was saying, we go to the cellular level, go to the microbiology, the microcellular biology, and we see what are the issues causing these interactions, and I know what drug is going to help that particular symptom to move away from that. And just like Dr. Ji said over here, Deepa Ji said over here, you might overdose on that. That overdose will give you some kind of adverse reaction, because only supposed to be in a model. Remember, we said models. These are models of reality. Reality is too complex to model. So I have a small portion of that. I'm an eye doctor or a leg doctor or a lung doctor, but nothing else matters. I take it in isolation, study it in great detail, and I know what will happen. But it also means my control has got to be very, very precise. I cannot overdose. I cannot go beyond that, because unwanted things are going to be excited, right? Unwanted, unmodeled things are going to be excited. So I need to make sure I'm over here in a small domain. In contrast, Ayurvedic system looks at the body as a whole. It is trying to see what is out of balance, what can bring you into balance. And like Dr. Deepa Ji said, it is a slow process, but deliberately, because the slower it is, the more stable the system. The more stable the system, and like Panditji said, it's a root cause. You're saying what is causes to go out of balance, and you bring it back into balance. So from an engineering perspective, it makes perfect sense that we are taking the body as a whole and trying to figure out what happens. Then the last point, I'll give the mic up over here, was the historical tradition. So in all my talks, I maintain that there is no such thing as Indian knowledge and rest of the world knowledge, because all knowledge is connected. And like we said, knowledge flowed out of India. If I had the time, I would have told you that in 2000 BCE, Indian knowledge, starting from Atharva Veda, Ayurveda owes roots to Atharva Veda. It's from Atharva Veda that it came. This knowledge has gone to the Mitannis, to the Hittites and other people, and we have strong evidences of these things. Early medical practice, the Kassites and all these people, in the Nippur medical archives, we find the kind of medicine they practiced, exactly what is there in Atharva Veda. Similar kind of things are practiced. Then we see that from the time of Indo-Romans, there is a writer called Dioscorides. If you search for Dioscorides on Google, you'll find out. It's 70 current era. That's when he lived, a Roman man. During the Indo-Roman trade route, they were taking a lot of Indian drugs in order to make medicines in Europe based on Ayurvedic principles. How do we know that? Dioscorides wrote a 5-volume Materia Medica. The materials used to make medicines, 5-volume text he wrote, and I have seen the translations of those works. Almost everything is from Malabar and places like that, different plants saying why is it used, how do you make medicine out of it. This was used for 16 centuries in Europe. From the year 1 all the way to 16th century, they used this for medicine. Then when the Arabic people came, the Muslims, Bin Qasim at that time invasion, once again Shushruta Samhita, Charaka Samhita were translated into Arabic. Okay? And there's a very big name called Avicenna. Avicenna is the European name, Ibn Sina is the Arabic name, right? So he was one of the physicians who had translated Charaka Samhita into Arabic, and this was a basis of European medicine. Basis of European medicine was Charaka Samhita. This is what they used. So we find repeatedly that is Indian medical knowledge is the foundation of what we call the Western knowledge. People love to say that it all goes back to what is the name of the Hippocrates. Hippocrates. Who was Hippocrates? Hippocrates was a student of Democritus. Why is Democritus important? Democritus, by Western sources, came to India to study knowledge systems and he went back. In 450 BCE, there was a tradition that you had to go, you meaning a Greek scholar, had to go to Ethiopia, Egypt, and India. Only after you go to these places, you are educated because knowledge is from there. This tradition was there. So he has come to India, internalized Vaisheshika, internalized all these things, and he has taught Hippocrates. Hippocrates, what did he do? He took the Tridosha system and made it into the humors, the 4 humors. So our Vata, Pitta, Kapha became yellow bile, blood, phlegm, and other such things. It became that humor. Our Panchamahabhuta became earth, wind, fire, and all these kind of things, and this kind of an out of balance system. So there's a perfect mapping from Ayurvedic system into Hippocrates system. Charaka Samhita's oath for the physician became Hippocrates' oath for the sister, for the physician. So you see that. So there's if you go to history, you'll see there is interconnectedness of knowledge systems. So we cannot say Western knowledge in the knowledge. The roots of Western knowledge is Indian knowledge. This is where it has come. It has gone into an extreme with molecular biology, cell biology, which is good because it saves us in critical cases where slow thing cannot do it. It is very important the correct dosage does a thing. But we must take a systems perspective, go back and take a longer perspective, and we'll understand the connections of time.
And just to expand on that, so all of our current allopathic specialties that we have, like we say internal medicine, I'm an internal medicine doctor, or I'm a pediatrician, or an obstetrician and gynecologist, all of this has its origins in Ayurveda. So Kaya Chikitsa, this is internal medicine. Bala Chikitsa, this is pediatrics. Stri Roga, so this is obstetrics and gynecology. So just to add to that.
And just one more last point and I'll give it up. So the British, when they set up their medical schools in India, they were learning Ayurvedic principles. All the medicines are prepared using Ayurveda till 1880. Around 1880, they had already digested most of the Indian knowledge and they were preparing drugs. Penicillin was not yet discovered, but other drugs and vaccination from Jenner and other such things, which is again Indian knowledge systems, like I said, they started using that. From 1880, the 3 medical colleges in India, one was in Pondicherry, one in Delhi, one some other place, Kolkata maybe. So these places, they stopped teaching Ayurveda and started teaching only Western medicines. Ayurveda went into a decline till Ayush has come up. Ayush now is the officiating board and it is coming up again.
That is why probably US is now selling Ashwagandha maximum. Ashwagandha is very famous in US for increasing vitality, fertility, everything. Ashwagandha is most popular here. But as he said, in critical cases, definitely, you cannot just bounce into Ayurveda having followed allopathy all through, and then critical case, emergency cases, whether it is allopathy or Ayurveda, அந்த மாதிரி times-ல choose பண்றது இல்ல. Ayurveda is a way of life. So right from the beginning, so you suddenly, this problem question itself arises because suddenly you get a problem, Ayurveda choose பண்ணலாமா, allopathy choose பண்ணலாம். It's not like that. Ayurveda is right from the beginning. You do or you take an oil bath every week. It is all part of the Ayurveda. So why it is slow, அப்படின்னு கேட்டனா, you should have been following the whole system, the way of life, right from the beginning. It's not a medicine or a prescription like that. It is the lifestyle is Ayurveda. It's not medicine. Food itself is ஜீரகம் போட்ட தண்ணி குடிக்கிறதே ஆயுர்வேதம் தான். Okay, what we drink, now ice cold water kudichittu Ayurvedic medicine is not working for me, it won't work. It won't work. So the whole food system, the life system, if today all youngsters know the beautiful knowledge of Ayurveda, you won't be eating pizzas and pastas and cakes and breads at all. because all that is just junk and maida. It will, the metabolic rate, the metabolism, entire immunity system will collapse because of all that junk food. It might be Italian, Mexican, Thai, whatever, blah, blah, but it will not get digested. All that will cause only cholesterol and heart attack and pressure and sugar and all the unwanted, because it never gets digested. It will either result in sugar or pressure or cholesterol, cardiac arrest. That is the problem today.
It makes me proud to be an Indian when I listen to this. That's why the history books are so important, right? Yes.
Next question.
Next question is for Srimati Anuradha ji.
Namaskaram to all. I'm asking this question on behalf of many of the Indian professionals here and the students. So how do we allocate enough time, given our very busy professional schedule, for fine arts such as music as well as bhakti sadhana? How do you find the balance? How do you give importance to one or the other?
Very pertinent question, and a very difficult one too, to follow. The question isn't difficult, but to follow and execute it is difficult. So I feel like the first thing is, if you are interested in music and bhakti sadhana being part of your life, you must prioritize it. It must be very important for you, and you should have the conviction to unfailingly follow that every day. Once you prioritize it and it becomes important for you, then your career, which is absolutely essential because we all have to make a living, and then you would automatically adjust your timing, your work, to definitely not miss out on this in a day. So that said, when we talk about the bhakti sadhana, for example, bhakti doesn't have to be only the prayer that you are doing in the morning or any particular time. Throughout the day, you can have bhakti doing any work that you're doing. If you have the love in your heart and the intent of doing seva to anybody, everybody, and you consider every act of yours as a seva, and you are actually praying the whole day, it is much more rewarding as a bhakta to do that than even a puja. I mean, just for those who are, or those of us who are driving our car, going to work and doing constant smarane, and also being kind and helpful in anything you do. Music practice, you cannot do that. You have to allocate time. Like I said yesterday, if you are a child, most of the children here, don't waste even a single minute as a child, because you have all the time in the world now where your mom is feeding you, all your needs are taken care of. This is the best time to put the practice in the bank. And then if you have an ambition to do something else, then you can maintain a certain level at that point. Now, of course, if you want to become a full-time musician, that is different. But if you want to maintain a certain standard of music, at that point you can do it. But still, you must prioritize it, and so that you can align your work schedule and hours to make it happen. And so music also can be bhakti sadhana, like we spoke about yesterday. So it is all hand in hand. It is about how determined you are to do that. And for this you need discipline, self-control, and you have to aspire for it, and God has to bless you to continue and do this.
Thank you.
Can I just add one suggestion that my guru Shishi Anna would give? Very simple. He would quote this Purana shloka, Dhyayan krite yajan yajnehi tretayam dvapare archayan yadapnoti tadapnoti kalau sankirtakeshum. In this Kali Yuga, we are so busy. From morning to night, we keep running. And by the time we come back from office or even after retirement, we have lot of other activities to take the parent and Peti to dance class and music class and everything else. So you would just say, just chant Ramanama or Krishna Nama whenever you have time. If the traffic signal shows red and it shows 130 seconds, Rama, 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 130 seconds, 1 second, 1 Ramanama, 130 seconds, 130 Ramanama, green signal comes, the green signal is towards moksha also. So this is a green signal for moksha also. 130 Ramanama, bhakti over, that is it. Bhakti is so easy in Kalo, Kalikalake Samayugavu illa villavaya, Kaivalyavu karastavaya, because Smarane lesande, Krishna Smarane lesande. All that we have to do is just Krishna Krishna. Rama Rama, we need not do dhyanam like in the Krita Yuga or huge homam or tapas or archana or puja, nothing. Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. That way we won't be complaining also. So that is the path Premika Sampradaya, our Guru Shishi Anna has paved for us. Just to add.
Good evening to all. This question is for Vishaka Hariji. So, this is a bit controversial question, but as it is a myth-busting session, I am asking it. So, in Ramayana, the story which come after the Pattabhishekam of Rama, which we call Uttarakanda, my question has 3 sub-questions. So, some call it authentic, some does not allow it, some does not call it authentic. Is it authentic? It is my first question. And is it from the Moola? That is, does Valmiki has created it? Is it from Valmiki? And the third one is, why is it attached with the last part? Why is it the 6th one? Yeah, that is the 7th one. That's my question. Thank you.
Okay, actually, your Chittappa, that is my brother-in-law, Dr. R. Ranganji, has done a huge research on this topic. And he has also published a book, Insights into Ramayana, regarding this. Currently, there are so many research scholars also who declare that Uttarakanda of Ramayana is not a part of Srimad Ramayana because of several reasons. One, style of writing of Valmiki is different. From the Balakanda to the Pattabhisheka, that is the Yuddhakanda, is the same. In Uttarakanda, the style that Valmiki has followed is different. It is more of a Purana style than of Valmiki style. Secondly, from the Balakanda to the Yuddhakanda, all the thoughts, the dharmic inputs, the values, the insights are all in consonance with the Vedic time. But in Uttarakanda, it differs. For example, there are other practices which from the Balakanda to the Yuddhakanda are not talked about. Uttarakanda talks of more of miracles. From Balakanda to Yuddhakanda, there is nothing of any miracle at all. So the style, the content, the entire way he presents, everything seems to be a interpolation in later times.
So it is not created by Valmiki.
So not composed by Valmiki is what many research scholars are as such doing the research still because of all these reasons. So that is why in our Sampradaya we have this practice of doing the Parayana only till Pattabhisheka. Only till Pattabhisheka. There are some other scholars, including your Chittappa, my revered brother-in-law, Dr. R. Ranganji, who have also emphasized that this has been interpolated to bring a black mark on Rama to show that after the Pattabhisheka, everything does not end smoothly. He left his wife in the hermitage, in the forest, and then he was such a nirgrina person, and to bring all those by later hypocrites எல்லாம் சொல்லின்னு வந்தார் இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி lot of hypocrites who wanted to create a black mark on Rama. There are scholars who have done research and they give their proof in various shlokas how this has been happening. Because when Rama says Ananyahi Maya Sita, you cannot separate me from Sita because we are Bhaskarena Prabhayata. We are like the sun and the sun's rays. Till the Yuddha Kanda end, even after the Agni Pravesha, he says, I know you Sita. Na Sita doesn't say, I hate you Rama, I will not live with you and I will go enter the Agni. Abdi sollala. If I am a truly chaste woman, let this fire protect me and let me sit next to Rama. And the Patu Pavakaha, let that Pavakaha, let that fire protect me in a solli, she sits because she understands Rama Hridaya. So till that you cannot cause any confusion. To cause confusion amidst the rest of the people, to cause this divide. There are a lot of other stories about Ravana, eulogizing Ravana, and the praising Ravana. And adu varaikum Balakandathla the devatas are telling the truth about Ravana, that he was such a bad man, avlo mosamanavo, he has harassed so many women, and all that in Uttarakanda is totally contradictory to what has been spoken right from the Balakanda.
Another question hit my mind.
Only 3 subsects and the subsects have been answered.
This is related to the
Only
topic.
3 sub-questions.
This is related to the topic. Only one question. So then Sita did not give birth to Lavakusha.
Of course, Lavakusha are definitely his sons.
But it is Uttarakandam.
Adu Uttarakandana in the which part? The Balakandam also has Lavakusha as the sons of Rama. Adala you cannot see when they are doing research which part has been manipulated or which part has been interpolated. Adala pakano. You cannot say the entire thing is interpolated.
The entire Uttarakandam is not.
We don't know. We don't know. We cannot have I'm not Valmiki to say no, I have not composed this. So you can only go and ask Valmiki. So generally that is why we finish with Nama Pattabhisheka. Okay, and so the controversial question has been answered, I think, to the best of my ability. The rest of it you can ask.
Ramayanam is like Gayatri Ramayanam is there, right? And then the
See, all that
syllables are there, 24
comes later,
syllables.
after the Valmiki's version is the most authentic.
Yeah, the last verse of the Gayatri Ramayanam to complete the 24 verses is in Uttarakandam, where Shatrughna knows that Lava and Kusha were born is the last verse, right? So that if that is authentic, then it has to complete the Gayatri, or is there nothing like the Gayatri Ramayanam?
Then everything comes later, Ilya. All that Gayatri Ramayanam, what we are doing with
Gayatri Ramayanam is like the first shloka,
first shloka of every
second, and the 2001. Like that, the 24th thousand shloka is like the last letter, like 24th letter. So my question is, that has to be somewhere in the Uttarakanda, right?
It has to be somewhere in the Uttarakanda. That is why I am telling you, we have no evidence to say that the whole of the Uttarakanda is manipulated. Illa part of it is manipulated. Illa where the style differs, that alone is manipulated. Or where the content differs, that alone is we have, that is why there is research going on in those areas. Just like the Aryan Dravidian myth that has been proved wrong. In another 10-20 years, we'll have clarity on that also, because lot of scholars are researching on that. Yeah, we can go up to 8:30. Is already at 8:30. Another 2 more questions, and then we have the vote of thanks and then concluding ceremony. You can have this mic.
The next question is for Guru Dr. Shivkumar Bhatt sir.
Namaskaram, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So sorry. My question is, in the past, we have been wearing Vibhuti Kungumam as for a good hundreds of years. And as recent days, it's starting to lower. What is the significance of wearing Vibhuti and Kungumam.
So Vibhuti or Kunkumam, they all believe to help us retain energy and accept, to absorb positive energies. So Vibhuti means by word, Vibhuti means something that is Vibhuti means something that is super, like superhuman, something super boy, super like that, So when the Vibhuti comes, something that is superhuman or something beyond our imagination. So Vibhuti is also, there are so many things that is related to Vibhuti. I don't want to say all the things, it also a symbol of, is telling us that we should be, even if you are, when you are in our life, you should be detached. This also represent detachment, and also, mainly we should say even Kunkumam or Vibhuti, they are all something that helps us absorb positive energy.
One small thing. For example, Jnana Sambandar cured the illness of Koon Pandyan just using the Vibhuti. And our ancestors, even my father-in-law, even if I had a fever, he would just take the Vibhuti. Correcta prepare panna Vibhuti. Not the shop ones where you mix chalk powder. Adilla. The proper Vibhuti from the cow dung. That has antibacterial and antifungal and antiviral properties. So Vibhuti ette, Neelakantha, and even snake bites were cured during those period using the right kind of Vibhuti. Preparation correct. So all the illness, it protects us. It's a raksha. And those who wear gopi or Sri Churnam, it's like on the forehead they wear it, no? It's like his feet on your head to show that you're surrendering to him. So it's not only a mark of idu the respect, idu nammaloda energy, that is a very important point. Adukku mela protects us from all mishaps. And that is how many of them cured many of the diseases. And it is also the feet of the Lord. Yes.
There are 6 philosophies: Nyaya, Mimamsa, Sankhya, Yoga, Vedanta. So why are they contradicting from Vedanta? What is the reason the rishis wrote this way? That was our question. The 6 philosophies: Nyaya, Mimamsa, Sankhya, Yoga, Vedanta. So they are contradicting from Vedanta. So what is the reason the rishis wrote this way? That was our question. So I'm just reading our question.
I'm not sure I'm an expert enough to answer this, but that question is a little confusing. What we call as Vedanta is basically Uttara Mimamsa. Uttara Mimamsa has got up to 10 schools, and we broadly call that as Vedanta. So the different darshanas only differed in terms of what pramana was exalted as a correct means for accepting a statement as valid or invalid. So that is the only difference. Like I was trying to show in my slides, if you were in, let's say, Vaisheshika, it is only Pratyaksha, Anumana. If you were in Samkhya, it was additionally something. If you come to Advaita, from Shabda Pramana, it takes everything over there. So the differences between the darshanas were only philosophical in terms of what were the pramanas that allow you to access the correct wisdom. In their terms, correct is the subjective word again over here. So every difference, so-called differences that are conflated over there are based upon this. What are the correct means to accept the truth? So it's one of epistemology, basically epistemology.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My name is Madhu. Recently, it's been found that a lot of non-believing youth are atheists, basically, but youth. They're finding a place and finding a home in Advaitam. And the reason I'm saying this with conviction is because I was one of them. And when I found Advaitam, it felt like I came back home. And I'm here now because of her, and I'm finding my way into bhakti. So my question is, how do we quantify Nirguna Brahman to youth, like upcoming youth who don't believe but they want to believe? How do you quantify it logically or with science?
I think I'll take a stab at the answer, but maybe Vishaka ji can also add. So the way I interact with youth who ask these kind of questions is to bring about comparative study. When we compare what is Abrahamic thought systems with a dharmic worldview, then certain differences are very clear. One of the biggest differences is, for them, they believe that the creator is outside creation. All this is creation, and that is the creator. Creator is removed from creation. Creator interacts with creation through prophets. So if he wants his word to be known, some specially chosen people like prophets can hear him and they'll say what he wants. So to them, there's a separation between creator and created. In the dharmic systems, of course, each sampradaya is slightly different. Small differences only, not very big. But in Advaita, everything is Brahman. There is no separation between creator and created. There is no place anywhere where you can say the creator is not. Everything is creation, everything is created, right? As the creator itself. So there's no separation. So this is one of the biggest things. It's very, very scientific because paradoxical issues don't come about. In the worldview where you say separation between creator and created, you can ask a question like this. Can the creator make a creation so heavy, like a stone, that he can't lift it? If he can create a stone that he can't lift, then he's not omnipotent. Right? And if he cannot, also he is omnipotent, not omnipotent. So such kind of paradoxes don't appear here because everything is a creator, everything is a creation. There's no separation here. So such questions are meaningless in this context. Very, very scientific. Even if we ask these ultimate questions, where did everything come from? Where do we understand that there's a oneness of everything, energy, everything is energy. From energy is an expression of creation. That's what we know today, right? From Einstein equal to mc square and other such things, we know these kind of things. It is Purusha and Prakriti that give rise to creation, right?
Does that have anything to do with black hole? Because black hole also talks about everything is one. And Advaitam talks about Tattvatvamasi, you are that. So is it any way related?
So, no. Because what is a black hole? We have to understand that. A black hole is a super condensed matter after a supernova has taken place. Certain kind of stars, after certain, maybe 20 times the mass of the sun. When such stars reach end of life, how do they reach end of life? Fusion is going on. Hydrogen becomes helium. Helium becomes oxygen. That becomes some silica. Silica becomes something else. At the last stage, it is converted to iron. All these atoms are fusing and becoming heavier and heavier nuclei. When iron is formed, it's just half a day's reaction. Game over. The minute iron is synthesized, there's a core collapse because of energy collapse over there, right? Sorry, density, there's a core collapse. That results in an outward explosion, supernova. Eventually, what happens is the entire mass either becomes a neutron star or it becomes what we call a black hole. Greater than 20 solar masses becomes a black hole. Less than 20 solar masses becomes a neutron star. That is the fate of our Surya, right? So this black hole is what? It is super condensed matter. Mathematically, it is a singular point, but in any case, it is matter. It is matter of a kind we have no idea about. What kind of atoms are they? What is the atomic number there? We don't know. It is so crushed over there. It is just matter. How can you say Brahman is matter? Just that matter. It is one aspect of the universe. Billions of black holes are there throughout the universe. Billions and billions. So to equate black hole with Nirguna Brahman would not exactly be the correct way to go about it. It is everything. Everything is Brahman. You are Brahman. I am Brahman. Tattvamasi. Except that we are in ignorance. Our avidya is our attachment to the world of objects, emotions and thoughts. We are attached to the world of objects, emotions and thoughts, and we forget our true nature. We are lost in this avidya. That's what Patanjali was trying to show. Avidya is like a tree with deep roots, right? Because of our ego, that's where we are. So it's only when we dispel that, maybe we might come to that rarefied air where people understand Tattvamasi. For us, it's only a statement, but the realization is very difficult.
We have one last question for Srimati Anuradha ji.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Radhe Krishna. why should certain ragas be sung during certain times of the day? And also, is there anything to the saying that if we are taught Varali by our guru, then the relationship will die away?
So, okay, let's. So I think the swaras, we call the swaras devatas, right? Swaras are not just ragas are also devatas, more than even swaras. So if you take a swara, it emotes some mood or some rasa. Like you're all music students, right? So if you have Suddha Rishabham, it sari or sari, the gandha, ga. So you can see all these flat notes are creating
a big resounding yes from the universe.
Yes, are creating a feeling of sadness, for example, right? Is very sad, all the combination of those notes, right? Then you feel Viram or Gambiram and it's bright. So these combination of notes have the power to create moods, create a rasa. Like if you're seeing a scary movie, you turn off the music, it's not scary anymore. Have you ever tried? So music has the power to create that effect for you, and the combination so beautifully it does. So a ragam to be sung in the morning, if it is pleasing, the combination of notes are pleasing. Some combination of notes give you a very meditative feel, so you can probably sing them in the morning, right? If some of them, I cannot think of one ragam that is so like a pop music or something. Everything is so divine actually, right? But there are some more subtle and more divine, and so they can be sung in the mornings. Coming to Varali, it's all a belief. Like if you think I'm going to fall, you might fall, right? So I have stayed with the same guru my entire life, and she has taught me innumerable Varali compositions. But on a lighter note, they say there is an antidote. If you learn Saveri right after Varali, then you won't leave the guru. Yeah. So you can try that if you are believing in that. It's all about how much of Guru Bhakti you have and how unwavering you are towards, like I said, the conviction to continue your music. You will continue how many ever Varali compositions that you want to learn.
To just continue on a lighter note, why to sing some ragas on some occasions? My guru, Lal Gudi sir, her Amma's brother, so he told me once, he told all the students once, it seems he had gone to a wedding, and there the kacheri, some musician started with Moksha Mogalada. Immediately the Sambandhi mummies and mamas and all of them, they just came running and said, they are getting married right now and you're singing Moksha Mogalada Saramati. And then he realized, oh, sorry, let me play something in Mohanam, and then he changed. So there are some kritis for the right occasion. Anandama, Nandame. Adu paadlam. Kalyanatla poi. Yaru poitana anga poi. Let me sing this and poi. Anandama, and you will get hit. So anga poi enta nine varnintunu shabariva mukarida padano. So there are some ragas suited for some situations. As she said, யாராவது போயிட்டானா அந்த அந்த காலத்துலலாம் தூர்தர்ஷன் இட் வுட் ஸ்டார்ட் த ஹோல் டே வில் பி தட் மார்னிங் then only we'll understand probably some personality VIP has gone. அது சென்னையில் வரும் சென்னையில் ஆமாம் சென்னை சாதாரணமாகவே அப்படி தான் கேட்கும். அதுவும் அதில் வந்து ஆமாம் சாரங்கி ஷெனாய் அதில் they will play the Subha Panturali. It will be so tearing, and on top of that our biology marks will come on that day. So to give this, the answer is yes, we do have right and apt ragas for apt occasions. Like now we are going to end, so it is going to be Sheshva Sukham Talelo until next Vijay Shri Satsanga Mela. So Neelambari Ahiri Riti Gola for the nights to put him to sleep, and Abauli Areva Gupti Bhupalam for waking the Lord up. So we do have such. So it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful panel. We would like to thank each one of them, Shivkumar sir, Anuradha ji, Rajvedam sir, and Arun Deepa, because all these questions, they have to definitely be answered. I know there are several hundreds of other questions to be answered, and we will have more and more and more such eye-opening sessions where we understand the truth and can live a better future, peaceful, happy, prosperous at the same time, glorifying our own motherland. So thank you each one of you again. I'm not going to say we are concluding this Vijay Shri Satsanga Mela. This is the first offline Mela. So we are starting this journey, and there will be lots more to expect. And it's going to be more and more exciting by our Gurunatha's grace, with the grace of Shri Shri Anna, with the grace of Shri Lalgudi Janavan sir, by the grace and blessings of my parents, G. J. Krishnan sir, Lalgudi sir, and of course, she lit the Kuttu Velakku, and it not a single Vigna. Of course, Ganapati, before Mahaganapati, we will not have Vigna, but still, when there are so many ifs and buts, this Vijay Shri Satsanga Mela has been a grand success in every way. With children and adults participating every session, because it is from morning 9 to evening 9. Especially yesterday, it was almost 10 o'clock when we finished the panel discussion, and not one of them were tired. After 10 o'clock, they're full of energy, bubbling. That is what happens after a satsanga recharge. You're like recharging the batteries. We get charged again. We don't get drained out of it, and we don't say enough of it. 12 hours, constant 24 hours, and the prior day, Pancharatana. Adamare thonla, why won't we have it as a 10-day event in Tondrathu?